what did you think was gonna happen when you said that? Why?
I know, you're a point blank range, man.
Yeah.
Now stay here and keep out of trouble.
Hello, boyos.
Hello there, I'm Darren.
And I'm Doogie.
And it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. Mando episode. And it's the last one. Ah, so sad. Another year to wait. Yeah, so we open up with a Slave One chasing a Landa shuttle. And we get onto the shuttle. It gets boarded. It was like, how does the Slave One board a ship? It's so awkward. Like, has to like come up and mount you.
Yeah, I know. And curiously, they didn't show that.
Yeah.
They didn't show how the Slave One joins on to another shuttle and boards them.
It's the most impractical ship.
Yeah.
But it's so good. So they board the shuttle, and then we see really the brutality of the Empire. Well, first of all, we get confirmed that he is a clone doctor. We essentially knew that from a few episodes ago when we've seen all the cloning tanks, and it's probably the Snoke clone. This is kind of the research path to that kind of direction.
Yeah.
Secret's only the Sith and this doctor knew.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this doctor's secretly a Sith. Oh, mind blown. Woo!
So yeah, we see that brutality of the Empire where one of the pilots shoots the other pilot and then is holding the doctor hostage.
Mm-hmm. And then the pilot who's left makes the incredibly wise decision to goad Cara Dune by talking about Alderaan and how he was there watching Alderaan getting blown up. It's like, what did you think was going to happen when you said that?
You're a point blank range, man.
Yeah.
He gave us a good Imperial mindset. He says about the millions of people that died in the Death Star. I was like, oh, okay. You can really see where he's coming from. He's like, hang on, this whole galaxy cheered whenever all my friends and their families and their friends and their families died on the Death Star. And it's like, whoa. It's a nice kind of step outside moment where you can be like, oh, here, hang on, I can kind of see a wee bit of this side, you know? And then you get shot in the face.
Boring conversation anyway.
Boring conversation anyway.
Yeah, and then bidding, the rescue. So we knew exactly where this was going. I was like, right, okay. It's just going exactly how you thought it was going to go. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's predictable, but in a good way.
It's predictable in the sense that you can see where it's kind of going, but you don't know exactly where it's going to go.
Yeah. So we land at some random cantina somewhere in the galaxy, and we get a bit of dialogue between them and Boba Fett. And that was cool to see kind of just, okay, so this is the argument as to why Boba isn't a Mandalorian. And
well, he never says he was.
Yeah, exactly. Which was great to see. And then the ensuing fight was pretty good. And then was the thing of Bo-Katan saying, "No, sweet, I'll help you find your kid if you help me get Mandalore back." And he's like, yeah, okay. Season 3? Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then they do in episode 6. Just fly casual.
I don't know. Fly casual.
So they fly up on Moff Gideon's cruiser. They appear from lightspeed, getting chased by the Slave One, and request to land. Moff Gideon suspiciously launches the TIE fighters and denies the request. So Bo just forces their way in and lands in the hangar, and then they make their way shooting through the ship. They're clearing stormtroopers left, right, and center. It was really cool to see the whole team that we've picked up this season kicking ass. And then they launch the Dark Troopers, and they mention that these are 3rd generation, just like the simulations. So yeah, the Dark Troopers get activated, and then one of them gets out and starts laying in to Din and punches him literally into a wall.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny. I know obviously that's meant to be a tense scene,
yeah.
But just the fact that it's like literally indenting the wall but not bending his helmet, it's just, I find it so funny.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think they really used Beskar just like to illustrate certain scenes, you know? Like, Din would be dead. Oh, yeah. As we said in the last episode, he'd just be dead if it wasn't for his armor.
Yeah.
So we see him take down the Dark Trooper with the Beskar spear.
Yeah.
And then we see him vent the rest of them, and it was like, oh, there's something we'll save for later.
Yeah.
So then we see, from Bo-Katan and that team's point of view, they empty the bridge, see that Gideon isn't there, and then we open the child's holding cell, and there he is. It's Moff Gideon and Grogu, and Gideon's waving his lightsaber around, waving the darksaber, around Grogu, and he's coming to a deal where he's just like, you know what, I actually don't need him anymore, so you can take him, and I'll just keep the Darksaber, and we'll be sweet. You know, we've got enough blood from him and stuff. All I wanted to do was do his blood.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, frig, is this how it's going to end?
Yeah, and I think it speaks to how good an actor Giancarlo Esposito is, in that I really thought that was going to be it. Like, Moff Gideon was just going to be like, yeah, okay, take him. Sure, I've got what I need. Leave my ship when we're good.
So he leans in to get the kid, and then Gideon just launches an attack, an all-out attack, and we see the Beskar spear versus the Darksaber. In the moment, it's like, finally, Chekhov's gun's being used. I mean, it was the thing of, like, he hadn't been carrying the spear anywhere, and then suddenly he started carrying it in this episode.
Yeah, I know. It was that was a little on the nose, I think.
It's one of them things, everything's predictable, but it delivers in a really nice way, you know. And I mean, you could explain it away of, you know, it's hard to get through doors with a spear in your back.
Yeah, because as we all know, there's no doors on the spaceship.
So Din wins the Darksaber. He takes down Moff Gideon, and so that was the thing. That was an interesting thing of, okay, so there might be a wee bit of conflict here coming up, just between him and Bo-Katan, because that's her one goal. Her one goal is to become Mandalore again and take back Mandalore. So then we see the Dark Troopers returning, making their way up to the bridge, and we hear the knock on the door, and they're like preparing for battle, and all is lost, essentially. That thing of, we've seen what one Dark Trooper can do. They have no hope of defeating this entire troop. And then
so many of them. Yeah.
There it is, Red 5 is just coming past the window, and everyone's friggin', I don't know about you, I got goosebumps. I was a wee nerdgasm moment for me. That was great. But yeah, and then we see the reverse of that Rogue One Vader hallway scene. It's like, so that Rogue One Vader hallway scene is Vader going through, just tearing up these men, and it is terrifying. It is fantastic. It epitomizes Vader. This one, with the musical score, with what's happening with like the reactions, and it's the opposite. It is like hopeful. It's so hopeful, and it brings you back to, you know, again, some Rebel stuff where Anakin's coming through and kicking ass and saving people, and it's a nice kind of, it's a nice throwback.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme,
you know. Yeah, and then they go, and Din hesitantly opens the door because he knows what this means.
At that bit, I was secretly hoping for a little like knock on the door.
So he does the hood reveal, and there he is. It's the man himself, Mark Hamill.
I am a little disappointed Luke did not say hello there after he flipped the hood down. But you know, can't have everything.
So they have a quick conversation. Luke's in full monk mode, where like he's like just at peace. He is like the epitome of Jedi.
And like, this is the thing, reading the Thrawn trilogy books, where Luke is now effectively a Jedi Knight level of like competency, where he has lots of skills with his lightsaber, and reading about that in the books is one thing, but then seeing how he just so easily walks through all these Dark Troopers, these droids that give so much trouble and were such a threat to everyone else, he just walks through them casually and like just dominates. It's just fantastic to see it on screen after so many years.
Yeah. So Din hands off Grogu as he's supposed to. He fulfills his mission, and there's big heartbreak. And Luke can understand Grogu, and I feel like at the end of it, Din starts to really understand Grogu. And Grogu touches the helmet, and he knows what it means. Grogu wants to see his face, so he breaks everything that he's ever believed in to show his son his face, which is like, oh gosh. And it's like, anytime we've seen his face in this series, it's been for very, very good reasons, you know. Season 1, he was going to die, and it was the droid. He was prepared to die, and then the droid's on a technicality was like, right, well, I'm not alive. I'm a toaster. Season 2, that one time was, okay, he's prepared to die rather than show his face, but lose his son, no. And then the very end here, when he's saying goodbye to his son, he wants to look on you with my own eyes, you know, and it's beautiful, and it symbolizes what Star Wars is all about, that thing of letting go. What happens when you don't let go of things and let things be as they're supposed to be, you know. Now I have no doubt we'll see Grogu again, because they're father and son, you know. It's a duo, you know. They're a clan of two,
and Disney wants to sell that merchandise,
and Disney got to get that merch.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Luke Skywalker, who's confirmed it was Mark Hamill.
As we were both saying, like, it's just glad he's getting another wee paycheck.
Oh yeah,
You know,
totally.
just-
That's the thing, and it was the thing of it's a difficult thing. What do you do? Do you CGI someone? Do you recast them? And it's that thing of
You're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Really.
Yeah.
Neither option is perfect.
yeah,
But I do think it's a more classy move.
yeah,
You've portrayed Luke Skywalker for decades. We'll get you in and de-age you, and it won't be perfect, but, you know,
it'll be you. You're the spirit of this character. you
Yeah.
know, and it's nice to see that character being treated with such respect.
yeah. And even just Mark Hamill just being treated respectfully of just like, you know, we want you to keep playing this character.
So then we cut to the credits, and we were like, okay, what concept art's coming up now? And nah, instead we get a kind of repeat of the scene from episode 6 where someone gets shot and tossed down the stairs, and it's Fennec Shan, and she clears out the wee quays. We see Bib Fortuna,
Thick bib.
a thick Bib. We see bootylicious Bib.
Yeah.
And we see Boba come down and shoot Bib and take his place in the throne. So yeah, so that was the announcement for the Book of Fett.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we've got time for this video. Be sure to join us next time and check out a few of our other videos at the end of this. Still plenty of content coming. This might be the end of The Mandalorian, but well, there's loads of other stuff happening, so keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Diabetes. I'd like to treat you to an ice cream, an apple pie, and diabetes. For instance, I lost all my energy. I was getting up every 15 or 20 minutes all through the night to eat ice cream, an apple pie. And I was diabetes.